this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Get It Right Texoma with the trio. Mike Hendren, Terry McAdams, Trey Serralo. We are happy to have you here with us. We come here to entertain and hopefully inform you and educate you a little bit on some things. We have a lot of special guests join us on the program. We've got a whole laundry list of guests coming up here in the next several weeks. The program is brought to you by Eddie Hill's Fun Cycles at 401 North Scott in downtown Wichita Falls since 1966. EddieHillsFunCycles.com. Mac Tech Solutions at 4020 Ray Road, Suite 3B, your Apple authorized service provider and Apple reseller.
Apple authorized reseller.
Apple authorized reseller.
Yeah. And where you're locally owned.
He's authorized.
Yeah.
Authorized, yes. So we're here for you.
They
for
make
your
some
Apple stuff.
They make some cream for that. They'll take the swelling out. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, 4020 Ray Road, Suite 3B here at Wichita Falls. Get them online at mactech-solutions.com. And also by our little online bakery, Lolly and Pop Sweet Shop, online at lpsweet.com. And on Facebook, Lolly and Pop Sweet Shop, LOLLIE.
Everything for your sweet tooth. By the way, holidays are coming up. Don't be caught empty-handed.
That's right.
At Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that. When you're going to have family and friends in, impress them with pies and cakes and cookies, especially from L&P Sweets.
Yeah, we do a variety of cookies. We do brownies. We do chocolate meringue pies, pecan pies. We can do apple. We can do a whole variety of stuff, and some authentic Louisiana-style pralines. Yes, it is pronounced praline, not praline. Settle down.
It is in Louisiana, but it's not
in Louisiana.
On
It's praline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they will correct you on that. Anyway. So each program we've been talking about a locally owned restaurant in our community. And this time we're going to be talking about Hibiscus Cafe.
Yeah, I thought we had done, I know we have done them before, but somehow the footage has been lost somewhere. So we're going to redo it.
Archives.
Yeah, so 'cause I told Mary at Hibiscus that I would get her the information. And I looked and I could not find where we did it. I know we had talked about it, but for some reason, can't find it, so we're doing it again.
So Hibiscus Cafe, this is located across from Shepherd Air Force Base's main gate. Mm-hmm. Pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
Well, kind of catty corner, I guess.
It's where the new bus stop is at Shepherd Air Force Base.
Street, yeah.
It's
Across
right
the
across the
street.
street from there. There's like a little pizza place and a couple of hair salons and stuff like that. They're right there in the corner. For years, they were over on Pearly Drive.
Pearly, just around the corner.
Around the
just
corner.
Literally, yeah.
Kind of behind McDonald's.
They can see their old place.
No, not that way. Behind the liquor store, actually, there was not McDonald's.
That's right.
Yeah,
it was down.
That's right.
McDonald's is on Enterprise.
Yeah, okay.
It was down Pearly, I believe, is what it was. With that street.
Okay, that's a little further down the road there.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But it doesn't matter where they are now or where they were then. It matters where they are now.
Right.
They're on Shepherd Access Road, or right off Shepherd Access Road. And that shopping center, they're back a little bit, but they're right there on the corner. Great food. I mean, I actually went there last night and had food, and it's great food.
What kind of cuisine can people
it's
expect?
Greek. It's Greek. It's authentic Greek from Greeks that lived in and are from
Greece. They speak Greek
absolutely
to each other in the restaurant.
And also
and I can't understand them, you know why?
Right. Yeah.
It's all Greek to me.
It's all right. But I'm bummed.
Yeah, so on that though, they will treat you hear about people, they'll treat you like family. No, they treat you like family.
They really do.
They hug you. I mean, every time.
It's Greeks. If you hear, we have a lot more Italian references in our zeitgeist about Italian, the big family and everything. Greeks are like that too.
Oh gosh, yes,
yeah,
they are wonderful. They've got. So I don't remember all the. There's Mary. And mom,
I don't know. I know Mary.
Stella.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna
anyhow,
see this, and I'm sorry.
It's a like I said, it's a wonderful family. It is a really truly family owned business. The food is great.
Oh yeah, I usually get the gyro if I'm especially for lunch or something like that gyro, and you get fries and all that. But you also the Greek salad. Oh my gosh, the Greek salad. Throw some gyro meat on it. Oh my, I don't like the olives, so I take the olives off.
Oh, I love olives. Yeah. But I get
he can have
hero.
my olives.
Yeah, I get the Greek. I get the hero. But there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Hibiscus Cafe, across from Shepherd Air Force Base, right there in that little shopping center, as you said, right across from the main bus stop, just outside Shepherd's main gate.
And it is truly authentic Greek cuisine.
If you want the real deal, that's where to go.
Yes.
Right there.
There you go.
Officials are breaking ground or have broken ground on a massive construction project at the North Texas State Hospital. Folks, this is huge for us as a community, for the economy.
And also for the entire region, with mental health being spiking every day, which I believe social media is the biggest cause of it, and prescription pills. Prescription pills and social media is my opinion, but still, it's a very needed thing. The North Texas State Hospital campus that's there currently, that's been there for 100+ years now. Time.
It's been there a long time. This is a long needed upgrade and improvement to what we've had here. The state is investing $452 million taxpayer dollars.
I was going to say, of your dollars.
$452 million into this facility. It's going to have 200 beds, individualized living areas, a maximum security area, and a whole lot more. There have been issues in the recent past with security at the current campus, with patients. There's two campuses in our region. There's the Wichita Falls campus, then Vernon has a campus. Now, the Vernon campus is where, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, criminally insane folks are held.
It's the more maximum security campus, for sure.
The people that really have issues.
It always sounds weird to use the word campus and maximum security at the same time.
It does. Well, I mean, I guess you could have a maximum security high school campus,
It just sounds funny.
But anyway, this North Texas State Hospital project, $452 million. So you're talking about a huge injection of capital into the local economy. You're talking about you're talking about an investment that is going to have benefits for those with mental health issues, for people that they will employ. I know they're actually, there's hiring going on right now.
Oh, sure, because they're going to have 200 beds. I don't know how many beds they have now, but I don't think they have anywhere close to that.
This is going to be a massive expansion in terms not of just dollars and size, but also in terms of employment. I don't know how many jobs they're going to add. It could be 50. It could be 150. I don't know. I haven't seen the data on that yet. Yeah. And they may not even be there yet to where they finalize that yet. But certainly they're going to add more jobs. So you're talking about an overall benefit to the economy, the immediate impact of spending $452 million taxpayer dollars to build this facility here, right. And then also the economic impact of the additional jobs and what that will bring. That's tremendous for Wichita Falls and for the region.
Absolutely.
It really, really
economically
is.
And from a life services, quality of life.
Right,
thank you.
For those who need it. I mean, that's really what this
Health and Human Services, quality of life stuff.
Right. Yeah, it really is. So we're looking forward to that. There's going to be a lot more news on this. This project, right. I mean, it's going to take a while to construct this.
Right.
This isn't going to be built.
It was 20. Let's see. Construction is slated to begin later in 2025. Oh no, that's in Amarillo. Wait a minute. No, where's our?
I think 2026.
2027 is completion.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So by then it may be even $500 million, full 500. That's still a lot of money injected into the economy.
Well, and that's the thing about projects like this. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. We're talking about building a state facility or a lake or whatever. It doesn't matter. These public projects, the price tags just keep going up.
Right. Yeah.
Inflation, cost of goods, cost of labor, everything keeps increasing in price, so that pushes the price tag up on them. Hopefully it doesn't go up too much, but still, $452 million is a big
That's a big
injection and a big investment into the local economy. So we're glad to have that. Do we want to try to hit on this Olympic thing real quick?
Yeah, why don't we do that in the last one? We'll drop the racism. We'll talk about racism next time.
Oh, okay. So Salt Lake City formally awarded the 2034 Winter Olympics.
Takes a long time to get ready.
And the Paralympics, giving Utah its second games after hosting in 2002. So a 32-year span will pass between, I guess, the first time they had it.
And I think that's where if I'm correct, is that not where Mitt Romney came to prominence?
Yes.
He was kind of the head of the committee that got the Olympics to Salt Lake City?
I believe you're correct on that. But 2034 sounds like it's a long way off, y'all. That's No, 10 years. 10 years. 7 years?
Yeah.
I still had 2027 on my brain.
It's really
10 years.
Yeah, it's going to be less than 10 years by the time the Olympics hits.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez, they award. That's normal.
For crying out loud.
Right. They do normally.
There's so much
that
needs to be done. There's a lot of infrastructure, and of course, Salt Lake City will probably use some of the venues that they already have, but they'll have to refurbish them and all that.
I mean, this is a great, kind of a cool thing, but I think, and I haven't looked at this in a long time, but there are some cities that have hosted the Olympics that you can go back and look, and those areas they're abandoned. There's still all this stuff there. It's just a wasteland.
Yeah.
Because it didn't follow up with real, because that's always what they say. We're going to inject all this money in there, but then it's just a nothing.
I'll tell you,
burger.
probably the most sad, in my opinion, is Sarajevo. They were plunged into civil war just recently, not too long after their Olympics that they had. Then they went to Yugoslavia, went into civil war, and all of those venues, everything just got destroyed and became a war.
So it's a shame. It's a shame. Well, and you got to wonder too, and maybe by 2034, maybe a decade from now, the impacts will have worn off. But I got to tell you, all that mess in Paris this time did not help them at all.
But from a facility standpoint, it probably did.
It did, but from a public image standpoint.
Yeah. Well, everybody already knew Paris was a shithole.
I'm
sorry. Have you ever been to Paris?
I have not.
And I'm not talking about Paris, Texas. I'd rather go to Paris, Texas than Paris, France. I don't mind going to France. There's some neat places in France. I've been to some places in France, and I liked them. Paris it's a big city that stinks in the underground, smells like urine. It's just not. It's not a very clean place. There are some neat things to see in Paris. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody, but I can't imagine somebody wanting to live in Paris. Excuse me, or somebody wanting to go vacation for 2 weeks in Paris. Good luck on that.
And are they nice people or not? I've heard.
They're people in a big city.
Yeah.
People in a big city, for the most part,
can be jerks.
Get right, and it doesn't matter. That's not just
New
France.
York City too. Yeah.
My experience in Europe was that in France, most of the people that I met in France were pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then also we were in the underground one time trying to figure out their system, since I don't speak French. And a guy came over who spoke English, thankfully. He's from San Francisco, and he said, it was a little hard for me to understand. He was super nice and helped me navigate the underground. He said he's lived in Paris for about 7 years.
Yeah.
But the people were fairly nice. What I found, though, was crazy. When you're in the underground in Paris, they have a lot of steps, and they're very steep. And there was twice that I stopped and helped old people get stuff up the stairs.
Right, because they don't have the handicap.
And people were just rushing by them. I'm like, these people are like, this old man was trying to pull this collie cart up one at a time, and this guy went to high school with Jesus, right? So he's trying to get that up, and finally I said, "Sir, I'll help you." And he looked at me, and his eyes were kind of like I was going to rob him or something. And I picked up the back of his cart, and I said, "Go, I'll help." And so we got up to the top. I got him to the top to his exit, and then there was a woman who was trying to get a case up the stairs, and she couldn't lift it. I don't know how the hell somebody dropped her off or something there. She's trying to get this case up the stairs, and I walked over, and once again her eyes were wide. I'm like, "Ma'am, I will help you." And so I held her hand, and I walked the case up the stairs and everything like that. But there's people that are just walking by these people like there's nothing. And I know that's a lot of big city, but so I don't want to say that. I don't want to disparage Paris as that's all of Paris. But anyhow, I was not impressed with Paris. Notre Dame was great. It was cool. Riding on the Seine River, and looking at the architecture, that was pretty cool. The Eiffel Tower was kind of neat. It was shrouded in clouds, but other than that, I could take or leave it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's
real quick.
Canceling my European trip.
Yeah, there you go. One more thing I want to. We need to start pushing back. I know because the media, people in the media, and people that are just regurgitating shit they hear on the media. Yep. We need everybody, please start pushing back when you hear BS. This is a perfect example. I've heard this over and over again. First off, we have the same talking points of the Russia collusion, the Hunter's laptop wasn't real, the find people on both sides hoaxes. We have those hoaxes, but this is one that I don't hear people pushing back enough. There's so many people that are saying that Trump lost more jobs during his presidency since Herbert Hoover. So, by the way, history lesson, Herbert Hoover was the president during the beginning of the Great Depression. Right. Well, there was a thing called COVID that hit, and everybody was shutting things down.
Yep.
So what they're saying, what's happening is Democrats are saying Trump lost more jobs than any president since the Great Depression, and Biden gained more jobs than just about anybody. Well, basically what happened was COVID hit during Trump's administration, and so many people shut down. And I will blame him. Part of it was he was not, in my opinion, he was not a very good leader as far as keeping businesses open. He was the president. He should have been a better leader. So I'm going to ding him on that. But as we all know, there were cities, counties, whole states that were shutting people down. Well, the president had nothing to do with that. So all those jobs that were lost, they weren't lost permanently, a lot of them. They were lost temporarily.
Right.
So then when Biden came in and COVID kind of subsided and everybody got tired of the mask and tired of the BS and all went back to work, all of a sudden Biden's numbers look great, but all it is recovered jobs. So educate people. If people start regurgitating that crap, educate them.
So this is a factcheck.org using their numbers. The economy lost 2.7 million jobs. The unemployment rate increased by 1.7 percentage points to 6.4. Okay, let's go and look at what it was in the height of the Depression. In 1933, 24.9%.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't as high as that.
Of the total workforce, or 12.83 million people.
Right.
So, okay, maybe it was the single biggest, but it was a very short period of time, right?
Exactly.
Now, that shouldn't have happened, but then we decided to rescue with $1 trillion or a couple of $1 trillion, which then we put people.
Which, by the way, part of that was Trump too, as well.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm dinging him on that.
Yeah, to be fair.
Look, I call balls and strikes.
Here's the thing: Trump got bad advice from horrible people,
but he took it. That's the problem.
Well, he
should have known better. Okay, my opinion.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Right.
Yeah, but there wasn't hindsight. I was screaming about this shit
I know.
in real time.
I was
you
too.
were too.
I was too.
So
when they were talking
dumb country boys from North Texas, and we can figure it out.
And our governor, and the Texas governor at the time, Abbott,
the guy in the leadership position.
Yeah, he did.
Governor Abbott.
Yeah, he didn't do a great job.
Abbott didn't do a great job. None of we had local officials that were calling for draconian measures to deal with it. It's like, stop, shut up. And there was I can see his face. I cannot remember his name. There was some official, politician, somebody who was addressing the UN General Council just this past week, I think. And he was berating the UN on how disastrous the COVID lockdowns were and the harm that the lockdowns did. Versus the fear over the virus, the lockdowns were much worse.
Oh, yeah. It was just
the effects of it. And we were talking about mental health and the state hospitals expansion and all this, the new state hospital, and the mental health issue. One of the things that has worsened the mental health issue in the last few years was the lockdowns. Look what it did to our school children. Closing our schools down and forcing kids to be educated from home. I
started screaming about that the day it happened.
So, and there's a lot of kids, and a lot of people, I had people make this argument. They said, well, people homeschool children successfully all the time. That's true. They do. But unfortunately, not everybody's equipped to do that.
Yeah. People that choose to homeschool.
Yes.
Yeah. This was forced homeschool.
This was forced, and not everybody's equipped to do it in terms of their skill sets or their dedication or whatever. And there's a whole lot of students that if they're not in that structured setting, with someone literally standing over them, telling them, you have to do this, they're not going to do it.
No, they're lost.
And they just get lost. And so God only knows how much ground we really lost in the education system in that year and a half or so.
We probably won't know for another decade. I mean, as these kids are growing up. But anyhow,
we'll start to catch up.
My whole point is, call BS. When you start hearing something that's wrong, correct people. Don't let them get away with it.
That's right.
When you hear somebody say something ridiculous, don't let them get away with it.
That's right.
Ask them for facts. I'm not saying confront. Don't be combative about it. Just simply say, okay, where are your facts?
Right.
And the answer is, there is a fact. This is a true fact. More jobs were lost during the Trump administration since Herbert Hoover. That is a fact.
Okay.
But what's underlying, what's the reason behind that?
Exactly. There's more to the story.
Yeah.
Yep. And when you hear a quote like he said X, he said whatever, go look at the whole quote, because that's
the
right.
good people on both sides.
Right.
Yes.
He said that, but they're in context.
Yeah.
Put it in context.
And it is so disingenuous of them to do this, and it's infuriating.
Well,
and it's just continuing. We saw
guys,
it live on the damn debate.
You got to push back.
As somebody who's been involved in media for over 2 decades, I'm going to tell you, the media drives the damn narratives.
Yeah.
The media is responsible, and they are culpable. The media, and they are complicit. When stuff is getting spread out of context, it's the media who is complicit in doing that. The media has a responsibility to correct the record and make sure things are presented in the right framework, in the right context, so that you do get the whole story.
That's what they're supposed to do. That's what journalism is.
That's what journalism should be.
So
Yes.
here, on that point, though, just like Congress, it's like Congress is doing this, Congress is doing that. We can hold the president accountable because he did it or he or she did or did not do it. Whereas Congress, there's no one person you can point
That's
to.
the body.
It's like the media.
It's the
You
body.
can't. So in on your little sphere of influence, you have more effect on your individual people that you have
Absolutely.
access to to correct the record there. And it is just, they're not going to do it. The media, right? I mean, we can blame them, but you can't hold them responsible. You can't physically hold every one of the media responsible. So all you can do is, in your sphere of influence, make the corrections and look into it yourself.
And before we conclude here, you mentioned Congress. There's a whole lot of responsibilities and decision making that Congress as a body should be doing, that they have delegated out to a bunch of damn 3-letter agencies that are run by appointed bureaucrats that you and I as voters can't get rid of.
Yep.
Right.
And that's wrong.
Absolutely.
That is dead wrong.
By the way, last thing before, but the best name of somebody who ever spoke at UN. We talked about the UN earlier. Mm-hmm. Boutros Ghali.
Remember that name?
Remember that name?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but
I know something when I was a kid. I remember him speaking at the UN about something.
How do you spell his name?
Boutros Ghali. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyhow.
I think it starts with a B.
Yeah, I would guess so.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to visit our website, getitrighttexoma.com. Also visit our Facebook page, Get It Right Texoma on Facebook. Share that across all your social media platforms. Share it with everyone you know. Please share the link to this podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button and share that. Also, of course, you can get us on Spotify and Apple Podcast as well, so the audio portion is available there. And remember, it's being brought to you by Eddie Hills Fun Cycles, 401 North Scott, downtown Wichita Falls, EddieHillsFunCycles.com, MacTech Solutions, 4020 Ray Road, Suite 3B in Wichita Falls, MacTech-Solutions.com, and Lolly and Pop's Sweet Shop, LPSweet.com, and on Facebook at Lolly and Pop's Sweet Shop. So, guys, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. And be sure to give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. Until next time, y'all take care. We will see you